So turn with me to exercise 4. Exercise 4 on page 17 of exercise 4. So the question says, add the clefs and key signatures needed to make these scales, right? Add the clefs and key signatures needed to make these scales. Now, they've given you the key, they've written out the music, and they're asking you to add the clef that will make the scale. Now, one thing you should know, for the scale, right? Every scale, for instance, if I say write the scale of C major, ascending or descending, you should know that that scale would start on C, right? That scale will start on C. If I say write me the scale of D major, you should know that that scale will start on D, right? So the scale takes its name from what has been given. So in this instance, you have been given F major, right? And they're asking you to add a clef at the beginning and add the key signature that is needed to make this scale F major. So you need to ask yourself, what clef will I add at this beginning, right? That will give me F in the first space. What clef do I need to add to this music that will give me F in the first space? Now, if I add a bass clef, for instance, there are two clefs that have been considered here in grade 1. The bass clef and the treble clef. The treble clef is also known as G clef. The bass clef also known as F clef. So if I add the bass clef here, right? Now, will I get F on this? Let's find out. The first line on the bass clef is G. So if I put a bass clef here, then this will be A. That is not correct. So, but if I put a treble clef here, let's try that. If I write a treble clef here, now my treble clef, what is the first line? E. What is the first space? F, right? So what I need to write here is actually a treble clef. So they said add the clef and key signature. So I've written the clef, I've gotten one part of the question because I've written this, and this is F, right? Now the next thing is, this is F major. What is the key signature of F major? I said F major has 1 flat, remember. So F major has 1 flat, and that 1 flat is on what? On B. If you look at this place, the previous exercise we did, now look at this. This is how to put it. So you have 1 flat on B. So you just come and you come here and you write your B flat on, write your flat on B. Write your flat on the third line, right? Write your flat on the third line, and you have gotten your full mark for that question. So it's actually very simple. Once again, the question is clear. Now, this is a double question. They asked you to add the clef, right? The clef that would make the scale, and also the key signature. So what we've done is we've added the treble clef and we've added the key signature, which is B flat. So let's try the next one. This one says C major, right? And they want you to add a clef that will make this scale C major. Okay. And the key signature as well. So let's answer the question. C major. Now, what clef do I need to put here that will make this note a C? What clef do I need to put here that will make this note a C? If I put the treble clef, for instance, the treble clef, now, the 5th line of the treble clef is F, meaning this would be F, then G, then A. This would have been A. Then that means treble clef is not the answer. So, but if I put the bass clef, this way, now, what is the 5th line of the bass clef? It is A. So if this is A, then this space is B, then this ledger line here is C. So that means this note is actually a C. So this is what I need to put here, the bass clef. It is not the treble clef, it is the bass clef. So this is the correct answer. Now, the second part of the question says, and key signature. So does C major have any key signature? No. So because C major does not have a key signature, I would probably leave it I would advise you to just leave it like that. So the right answer is to put your clef, your bass clef, and leave this place the way it is, because C major does not have any key signature, doesn't have any sharp or flat. So I encourage you to try out this one, the D major and the G major. Just ask yourself, what clef do I need to put here to make this note, to make this D major, to make this note D? If I put the treble clef, will it be correct? If I put the bass clef, will it be correct? Just ask yourself that question. The same thing applies to this one, G major. So ask yourself, what clef do I need to put here to make this note a G? Is it the bass clef or is it the treble clef? Ask yourself and work out those exercises, and I'm sure you get it right if you put your mind to it and you make reference to the keyboard and the other exercises have been done in the past. So let's quickly go to exercise 5. It says, write out these scales using the rhythm shown on the line above. Write out these scales using the rhythm shown on the line above. Add the correct key signature. Again, key signature. So it's very important you understand the 4 key signatures that have been studied in this grade. That's C major, G major, D major, and F major. So what they've done here, they've given you the music and they are just asking you to write out a scale using this rhythm, right? So what do we do? It said G major. Add the correct key signature. So what is the key signature of G major? That's the first thing you should ask yourself. What is the correct key signature for G major? Remember, G major has 1 sharp, and that 1 sharp is on F. So we come here and have F sharp. Right? G major has 1 sharp, and that sharp is on F. So we'll come here and we'll write our F sharp. Now, this is the reading that has been given. So they're asking us to write G major scale descending, D major scale, G major scale descending. So what we'll do is this. We'll come here, and don't forget, you need to bring down this, your time signature. So you have 4, 4, right? Now, the first thing to do, we have a minim here, a minim. So where's our G? We have G, our G is here. Yes, our G is here. Now, will the stem go up or down? It's going to come down. You should know this by now. Yes, the stem would come down. Now, next note is a crotchet. It will be on the next line. It's a descending scale. So it will be on F sharp. So let's have that. Yeah. The next note is also a crotchet to come here in this space. Then you have your bar line. Remember I said if you cannot draw a straight one, use a ruler. The next note is a crotchet as well. So we have this, stem comes down. Next one, crotchet, the stem comes down. Next one is a crotchet. Now, because it is on the 3rd line, remember it can either go up or down. So, but now we are having it come down. Then the next one is a crotchet as well, but on the 2nd space, the stem would go up. Then you have your bar line. Then you have a semi-breve, which is going to be on G. Then don't forget to add your double bar lines here to ensure you've closed your music. Very simple, that is it. So what they're asking you to do here is to write out the scales using this rhythm, right? Using this exact rhythm. Now, you would be wrong if you come here and write semi-breve and you write the descending scale with semi-breve. No, the question is write out these scales using the rhythm shown on the line above. So they want you to write out this scale using this rhythm. And how do they want to write the scale? Descending, which is what we've done. So we've added come down in a descending manner. So you start from G, because you want G major, right? Start from G and you bring it down. So very clear instructions, and it's very important to understand what you have been asked to do. So what we've done here is write the G major scale descending, also adding the key signature, because we were told to add the correct key signature. So let's try one more, and I'll ask you to do this one on your own. So we have the F major scale ascending. F major scale ascending. Now, what clef is this? This is the bass clef. It is given, right? It is given. So next question you should ask yourself is, what is the key signature for F major, right? This is the bass clef, but we have been asked to write the scale of F major ascending. So what is the key signature of F major? It is what? B flat. F major has one flat, and that flat is on what? Is on B. So we come here and we write a B flat, right? Come here and write a B flat. Come here, write your B flat. Next thing we need to do is to bring down our time signature. Remember, the upper number tells us the number of count, then the lower one tells us the value of count. So once you've done that, once you've put in your key signature and your time signature, it is time to write the scale using this rhythm that has been given to you. And how are you going to write the scale? Ascending or descending? They said ascending. So what you need to do, you come here, look for F. Where is F? F is this space under the line, because remember the first line on the bass clef is G. So this line is F. So you have this stem going up, then the next note will be a G. So we are writing it to this rhythm. The next note is this, a quaver, but it's going to be on this space. Yeah. The next note is this. But remember, these notes were tied together from the example given, so we also tie it together, right? Then we have our bar line. Then the next note is a crotchet. It will be on this space. Then the next note is a crotchet as well on the third line. It can go up or down, but we choose to make it go up. So next one is a crotchet as well on the third space. So the stem comes down. Then we have our bar line. Then we have the last note, which is a dotted minim. The stem comes down and we have the dot here. Don't forget to close your bar. Don't forget to close your bar. So what we've done here is to write the F major scale ascending with the key signature. And F major scale has one flat, and that flat is on B flat. So always ask yourself the question, what do I need to put here to make this? You know, you need to ask yourself questions so you are sure of what you're doing. So I want you to try this one. Try writing the C major ascending scale. It's very simple. The clef that has been given is C, is the bass clef. So try to write the C major ascending scale. And also remember that C major does not have a key signature. So what you just need to do is to write the scale to this rhythm in an ascending manner. And I think you will be fine. So the last exercise under this topic says, name each of the keys of the melodies below, then write out the extracts again. This time, use key signatures instead of accidentals. Okay, now what they want us to do is to name the keys of each of these melodies, right? Then we now write out the music again, but this time, instead of using accidentals, we use the key signature. Okay, now look at the example given. This is the example that has been given. Now, if you look at this example, how many sharps can you see? 2, right? 2 sharps. Now, the first question you should ask yourself is, what key has 2 sharps? What key has 2 sharps? Okay. Then you should answer and say, okay, it is D major. D major has 2 sharps. And the next question you should ask yourself is, the 2 sharps on D major, where are they? Is it on F sharp and C sharp? Yes, they are on F sharp and C sharp, just like this. So what the answer would be is for you to write your clef, then you write the key signature, time signature, then the music. Now you don't need to put in the accidentals again because the accidentals have been taken to the key signature. So once you have a key signature, then there's no need for you to use add them as accidentals within the music. So this is what has been done. So let's try exercise 6A. Now look at this. If you look at the music, what accidental can you see? How many accidental can you see, and what is that accidental? Now if you look at this, let's look through. Oh, okay, there's a flat, just one flat. So you should ask yourself, what key has one flat? What key has one flat? The answer definitely is F major. F major has one flat. Then the flat on F major, on what note is it? Is it on A? Is it on C? Is it on B? It is on B. Then you check, is this on B? Yes, it is on B. It is B flat. That means it is actually F major. So the key is F major because it has one sharp. That is one part of the question answered. The next part of it is to now rewrite the music, right? You rewrite the music, and instead of using the accidental, you use it as a key signature and you just copy out the remaining music. So let me show you how to do that. So we just copy out our bass clef this way, right? Copy out our bass clef. Then our key signature. Now we know it is F major, right? So you come here and you add your B flat, right? You come here, you add your B flat. After your B flat, the next thing to do is to include your time signature, which is 3, 4. Include your time signature, which is 3, 4. Then you're almost through. Next thing is to copy out the music the way you see it. So we come here, what can we see here? A crotchet on the second space through our crotchet, stem, a bar line, a minim on the fourth line, we draw it, minim on the fourth line, stem coming down, crotchet on the second space, crotchet on the second space, bar line, a minim on the fourth space, crotchet on the second space, a bar line, minim on the fifth line. Then we have these two notes. Now notice this, you don't have to put the flat anymore because the flat is now in the key signature, right? You don't need to put it anymore, it's now in the key signature. Then your bar line, then the last two crotchets. Now note that at the end you have ETC, right? So just write ETC. Because it's a copying exercise, so you have to give it to the examiner the way the question has been asked. So we've answered the question. What we've done is we have named the key, then instead of using the accidentals, we've brought it down as the key signature and we've copied the music. One more example, and I would ask you to do the remaining on your own. So look at exercise 6B. Exercise 6B. Now the first question to ask yourself is this. Exercise 6B. What key is this? Okay, now how do you know that? Ask yourself, what accidental can I see? Okay, let's look through. Oh, we can see one sharp, right? We can see one sharp. So what key has one sharp? What major key has one sharp? That is definitely G major. G major has one sharp. Now, the next question you should ask yourself is, okay, the one sharp on G major, where is it? Is it on F or D or C or B? Okay, the one sharp on G major is actually on F. Now look at this. Is it on F? Yes, it is on F. So the fact that this has one sharp and it is also on F sharp shows that it is actually G major. So you know you are dealing with G major, right? you're dealing with G major here. So what you need to do now, you know the key is copy down the music, copy out your treble clef, right? Now, G major, it is no longer going to be an accidental. It's now going to be a key signature. So you come here and you write in your F sharp. Your F sharp. Next thing you do is to write your time signature 3/4, right? Write your time signature 3/4 and you are good to go. Now it's left to you to copy your music, right? Just copy everything the way you see it. Copy everything the way you see it all the way through, but there will be no need to add this sharp anymore because it is now in the key signature. So when you have a key signature, the key signature affects every note on the music. So this note is actually now going to be F sharp, even without the sharp here. So you just copy out everything here as you see it, but excluding this sharp, right? So using that method, I want you to also attempt exercise C, D, and E. So what you need to do is ask yourself a question. For instance, on C, ask yourself, what key is this? Oh, okay, how many accidentals can I see? Oh, there's one flat. What key has one flat? That is definitely F major, right? F major has one flat. Where is the one flat? Is it on B? Yes, it's on B. Is this on B? Yes, it's on B. Definitely this is F major. So you just need to copy out the music, write the clef, then put the key signature of B flat, right? Then copy down the time signature and copy out everything again without this flat. Don't include this flat anymore because this is now going to be in the key signature. It is now representing the key signature. So I encourage you once again to look at the examples, go through them, work them out, and continue to practice. As you do that, you would get better and you would improve. Wish you all of God's best. Take care and God bless you.